Any new question? Yes.
If one can't see the radiant form of the Master, is it a good idea to keep doing Simran? Or is it a good idea for one to do Simran, do Dhyan, and do Bhajan?
You see, question of alternative doesn't arise. That is the part of meditation.
Sorry?
That's the part of meditation, Simran, Dhyan, and hearing of the sound.
I see. So you do it in between.
Yes, you see, while doing Simran, you have to synchronize it with Dhyan. Simran should be synchronized with Dhyan. And then after that, we should try to hear the sound. Whether you see the radiant form or not, it is immaterial. Yes.
And remembering sound.
This is we call it monthly satsang. Actually, there is no difference in our bandaras and monthly satsangs. Bandara literally means free langar, and that is all the days of the year is open. Free langar is always there. So actually, every day is a bandara. But there are certain days which are association with the birthdays and death anniversaries of the great master and Sardar Baba Maharaj Ji and Babaji Maharaj. This December Bandara, 29th, we celebrate on a particular day. That is his death anniversary. And I don't think anybody knows about his birth date. Maybe, I don't know. And then 2nd April is the death anniversary of the great master. He passed on 2nd April. So we also celebrate it on a particular day. When we hold satsang, our activities are same. There's no difference in our activities. There is a little difference in the crowd. And after that, another big event is in July. That is supposed to be the birthday of the great master. And then it is October Bandara. That we celebrate in memory of Sardar Baba Maharaj Ji. And besides that, we have another few satsangs. Now, in January, we don't have monthly satsangs. You see, actually, the history of the satsangs was a matter of necessity. There was no ritual to the dates. Because Babaji Maharaj used to go to the villages for holding satsang, certain cities, villages. And if satsangi comes all the way to see him here and not finding him here, naturally he is greatly disappointed. So it was decided certain days should be fixed when he should be here, so that people who come to hear a satsang or meet him, see him, he is available. So they had probably planned twice a month, end of the last Sunday of the month and in between, you see, middle of the month. And other days he would go on tours here and there or stay in Dera as it suits his convenience. But when Great Master came, he pinned it down to the once. You see, last Sunday of the month, he was in service still when he was asked to work here. So he fixed last Sunday of every month practically, so that he can come here. People will also come from distances, and he can also come from his service, and he can look to the management for, he will come for 2-3 days leave, can look to the management of the small colony, very hardly few houses, as you know the history of the whole colony. And then he would go to a service, Rawalpindi, Nathyagali, wherever he was posted. Probably 3-4 years he remained, then he resigned. But when he settled here, first there used to be all the 12, end of the 12 months, monthly satsangs. But then it was found that when Sangat started growing, it was found that in rainy days, it was very difficult to hold satsang. So, month of August was cancelled. No satsang at the end of August because of very heavy rainy days. And then, when the still Sangha started growing more and more, so he used to go to his farm at Sarsa and supervise the family farm, family work. So he found very difficult, after finishing with the Sambar Bandara, to come back on the January satsang again. He would hardly get time to reach there. So he cancelled January satsang. Or if he will hold January satsang, he will cancel the February satsang. And then he will hold satsang end of March. And then end of April. Then end of May. When satsang still started growing, then it was found very difficult that end of June was very, very hot month. Very hot month. People had no shelter here. And especially in those days. So it was not found practical to hold satsang at the end of June. So June satsang was cancelled, and moreover he would go out to the hills and at least would like to stay for a month or two, you see. And he was mostly used to the hill life. All through his service he has stayed in hills. The month of June satsang was cancelled. So we used to have 9 satsangs in a year. No satsang end of January and end of June and end of August. But 9 satsangs were definite, you see, in a year. But now, for the last 13, 14, 15 years, when we started the I camp, we found November satsang is not practical at all. Because I camp takes about 3 weeks easily. And then after October satsang, people have to be initiated. That will take 6, 7, 8 days. Sevadars are working over them. Then the poor Sevadars start working on the I camp. And then, you see, again the November satsang would come. And they could hardly go to their houses, you see, and for more than 2 months they have to stay there sometimes. So management decided that we cancel the November satsang. And we hold I camp every year. So November satsang is cancelled. So now we hold 8 satsangs in a year. Just from the practical point of view. So some satsangs we call Bandara, other satsangs we call monthly satsangs. But our activity, there is no difference. Every day activity is same. And at every satsang our activities are same. There is no difference. At least people know that in these days, 6, 7 days before and 6, 7 days after, I'll be here. So that is why these satsangs slowly and slowly became popular. Yes?
Have the crowds ever become too large for the DARA organization to handle?
You see, till yet neither I have received any protest from the management, neither from the crowd. So management is adjusting to the crowd and crowd is happy with the management. So I don't call it large. Practically 99% Sevadars are from outside. Local residents are permanent residents are hardly about 3,000, permanently residing here. And I think, if I don't mistake, 99% are old people. They can hardly walk straight. So it's all the sevadars who come from outside. They keep the dera going. Not even in satsang days, bandara days, even otherwise. They are often coming. At weekend they come. There's such a big form you see outside. I wonder even dera residents have even gone and seen them, what's happening there. It's all sevadar from outside. They come at weekends. They work hard, and we dera management make use of all that. So, but we have a lot of workers in dera also who guide them, who are responsible for certain departments. We print our annual report and send it to all the representatives just to share with satsangis how we work, how the trust works, and who are our staff members and how they function, and what are our activities, yearly activities. We always print every year. Yes?
Master, I noticed today that quite a few Indians were having interviews with you.
Pardon?
I noticed today that quite a few Indians were having interviews with you,
Then?
Indian people. And I just wonder whether they have the same sorts of problems that we have, the struggling souls, or are they a little bit different?
Well, human mind is same. Human problems are same. There's a very little difference. There's a difference of approach only. But human problems are same. There's not much difference. Yes?
I wonder what the Michi Seva that we're doing, we're filling in that area, what plans were for that, what plans?
Well, sister, as this Sangat is growing, so we have also to grow to look after them, to manage their affairs. And there are 2-3 needs which are very essential. First is free food. And for that we need a lot of space for them to sit, to cook, to serve, and to store the grains, vegetables, utensils. So as masses are growing, so our langar activities, space, that is also growing. Then another activity is our open satsang, which we hold every day, as you see. So that is also a necessity. As masses are growing, we need more and more space, more and more mic, and more space for them to sit, more and more coverings. So we are always expanding that big Maidan for satsangis to sit, putting more and more mics every time. And also manufacturing or making more and more shamyanas over their head. Another necessity is their residence, shelter for stay. And I'm sorry to say that we can't manage to give roof to everybody here. We have built a lot, we are building a still lot. First we were handicapped by space, and then so many other activities. But still, at least we want space for them to sit, space for them to lie down. And there's hardly space in the colony for so many people. So, to our good luck, by Maharaji's grace, the river has shifted to the other side. So, Satsangi started filling these big ravines, leveling the big ravines, and raising the level of the ground just to be above the surface water. And there we have made all this langar, and there what you are throwing, mitti ki seva, you see what you call it. So we want to build lot of sheds here for Sangha to stay. We have already had 40, 50 sheds which you see up. And that place was also just like this. So Sangis leveled it and built it. So now we want to build more and more at this place after leveling it. Then we need lot of space for camping ground for them. As you go to the other side of the langar, they have put lot of tents, big tents, where 400-500 people can stay together. They come from the same villages, same community, so they are happy to be together. So at least we need a space for them. So we have leveled that place, and now this is the last place which we are trying to level. You see, we're making roads for them and then leveling that place. Then we will build some shamyana, build some sheds for them, and tea cafeteria, and bhojan bandar, and other allied activities which are required for them. Then another necessity is the water. We have already a lot of water tanks in the colony, as you see, just in front of the guest house, 4 or 5 like this. But still, sometimes we have shortage of water. Because suddenly the flux of people comes. They all, after meeting seva, everybody wants a bath. And so much water, you can understand the consumption of the water. So we are always adding after a couple of years 1 or 2 big water tanks and putting more tube wells. Fortunately, water is very good at the lower surface. Then we have to build a lot of bathrooms for them to take bath, community baths. We have already about 2,000-3,000, but still we are building more and more. They are not sufficient. We have flush latrines also for the colony residents and for the masses, but everybody can't, you see, they can't accommodate such huge masses. So people go out quite there in the habit of, in the villages, to go out. So these are our problems. Then we need lot of parking place for so many trucks come, tractor comes, cycles, tangas. At least some place should be there. Buses come. There should be some parking place, space. So that is why we are filling these places. Now we have taken the tractors outside the colony. All trucks have taken outside the colony. Buses are taken outside the colony. And this big farm which you see ultimately will be utilized for these all necessities as we grow.
Not food then, not food growing.
That is not our main object. But till it's free, we grow food, make best use of it. But if we need the space for all these activities, we won't bother about the food. Because satsangis are so devoted, they bring the food what we require, what is our annual requirement. We hardly go to the market for buying grain. For the last 4 or 5 years I am seeing, as we have suddenly started growing a lot. But we don't buy any grain at all. Now, but mostly grain consumption of the cereal is wheat and rice. So Punjab, fortunately, is a wheat growing area. And now they have taken also to the rice. So we have never been short of wheat and rice. Because all farmers, when they come to Dera, they like to contribute in grains. So as you see, when you go to the langar, we don't have even stores to keep it. They bring so much. But we also produce a lot. But last year, we had to sell it a lot because we had no place to store and we could not eat so much. So we had to sell it and utilize that money, you see, for the use of the Sangat. So agriculture is not our main object. But since the land is there and enthusiasm and these satsangis are there, so they are making use of it. And we have all fresh vegetables and grains from there. But if we need those space, we'll definitely use it. Yes?
Maharaji, so often satsangs ask why their life takes a certain direction.
Why there?
Why their life takes a certain direction. People ask.
Like.
And you answer it's because because their destiny has been written. And my question is, where and when our destiny was written?
Written by you. Whatever action we did in the past, and that is responsible for our destiny. We are the maker of our own fortune, as you say. Whatever actions we do, we are creating our destiny for the future. Whatever seeds we sow, we have to go to the field to collect that crop. So it's not written by Father indiscriminately what you have to go through. It is our own doings which we are facing. And out of those store of karmas, our destiny is shaped, which we have to go through during the span of this life. So they are our own doings. Yes.
While I was doing Seva today, I was thinking I wasn't appreciating your grace because of Darshan instead. So I wondered, is it all right to do Seva when you can have a Darshan when you can do another thing?
I'm not followed your problem, madam.
Is it all right to do Seva when we can have your Darshan?
Absolute free will. You can do whatever it suits you. Whatever you find convenient. Seva is not compulsory, it's voluntary. And everybody also is not capable of doing seva also, of every type. It's absolutely voluntary. Whatever it suits you. Yes. Yes, madam.
Master, is it true when a husband or a wife passed away of a satsangi, that in the next life he or she will have the possibility to meet a Sadguru?
You see, it's not a question of husband or wife, it's a question of satsangi.
So when I, for instance, would attend to meditation more than usual or as much as possible, would that be a help for the passed away?
You see, sister, our relationship with the Father is individual, not that of marriage. It is an individual relation. Marriage is an karmic adjustment which we have to go through our destiny. But relationship with the Father is absolutely individual. According to our individual karma, we have to be valued in the next birth. As for helping your life partner, you see, if you remain attached to him, then you will not be able to help him at all. If you are attached to Shabad and Naam within, and he is attached to you, then only you will be able to pull him to your level. If you are attached to him and not to the divine melody within, then he will pull you to his level. We go where, as Christ said, we go where our treasure is. If you build your treasure in heaven, you go back to heaven. If you build your treasure in world, you come back to the world. So we go where our attachments are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it possible to be attached to both?
How mind is same. How can you attach to both? Then Christ would not have said, if you love your father and mother more than me, you are not worthy of me. You have read in the Bible, Christ said, if you love your husband or wife more than me, you are not worthy of me, worthy to become me, worthy to part and parcel of me. And he says, unless you become me, you cannot become father. So, what is that attachment which can be to both? With meditation, it automatically fades out.
When my wife was pregnant of our second baby, she was initiated. Doesn't the atmosphere of initiation was any influence on the baby?
You see, just mere initiation influence won't help much the baby in the womb. But the approach of the mother, devotional approach of the mother, all through her pregnancy, that definitely helps the child. Yes.
Are there certain types of contraception which St. Matt doesn't approve of?
Well, that is individual concern. There's nothing against it. Yes.
Master, there's a satsangi in our group who is old and has become blind and very feeble. And she's very poor, and many of the satsangis have decided to make money to don't take care of her. Is this all right?
There's no harm. We are meant to help each other. Genuine help, genuine cases, there is no harm in doing it.
Because there's no problem in terms of
Well, if you give it with a sting, then of course it causes a problem. If it is a genuine help, then there's no problem. If you want a reward of your help, then of course you are causing a problem. But if you just help a person and forget about it, then there's no problem.
What does living a moral life mean?
Yes.
What does living a moral life mean?
What does living a moral life means?
Yeah.
You don't even understand that yet? Hmm? You're worried about somebody's moral life?
Yeah. No. That's the I don't know. See, you asked me to ask.
Yes.
Master, it seems like we're all following the Master and we're always watching the Master and looking at him for his darshan. Is there ever a time that it's disrespectful to be watching the Master, say if he's having a verbal conversation with somebody, or is there ever a time that it would be disrespectful to be watching the Master?
Well, you see, if the river is flowing within the banks, it can be put to many use. If it starts overflowing the banks, it brings disaster. Love, disciplined love within channel is very helpful, very useful. When it is becoming overwhelming, out of control, sometimes it becomes a nuisance. Now you yourself have to draw a line. Yes.
Master mentioned in one of the books about losing our heads, head being chopped off, following the Master's feet. Could you explain that a bit?
I'm not followed your question. Can you a little louder?
It's mentioned in one of the books about we must lose our heads for the Master.
Leave our head?
Use our heads.
Use our head.
Lose, chop our head off.
Chop your head off. But I find everyone is head here. I've yet to come across anyone who has chopped his head. Their head means ego. We twist the meaning. You see, whenever we are egoistic, we always erect our head like this, walk, unbending, what we call it. So, chop your head or lose your head means eliminate ego. Fill yourself with humility. That doesn't mean that you have to cut your head. Otherwise, nobody will be here. Yes?
Maharaji, what makes the master happy?
To see you all happy. You see, if one is happy, naturally he radiates happiness wherever he goes. If you are happy, so everybody becomes happy. Yes?
Is it true that to meditate in Dera,
Pardon?
meditate in Dera, 1 hour equivalent to 1 year of meditation?
In which book you have read it? Any of our publication or any other mystics publication, or it just a guest house gossips?
I heard it from a Chinese friend.
I think you should rely more on the Dera books rather than family friends. We are always trying to find shortcuts. No shortcut to meditation. No shortcut to hard work. Yes?
Maharaji, why does it happen when people sometimes scream when they go in?
Pardon?
Why does it sometimes happen when people scream or shake when they go inside? Like that when in during satsang?
Sister, sometimes ladies, especially ladies, concentrate with emotions. They become suddenly so emotional and they are not used to withdrawal from the body. And they concentrate through emotions and they are not used to withdrawal. And they see some flashes or something and they just can't stand it, they faint. And maybe some ladies are even hysterical. They become hysterical also sometimes, some ladies. Or there can be something physically wrong with someone, it's very difficult to analyze. But it do happen with some ladies. They just can't stand the light and they just faint.
It's not necessary.
Hmm?
It's not something necessary.
It's not necessary to faint. You see, I'll just give you an example. If a candle is brought, lighted candle is brought before you, you can stand that light. Then you increase by another candle, another candle, another candle. Your eyes get adjusted to all that light slowly and slowly, slowly and slowly. But if suddenly a 1000 candle bulb brought before your eyes, you just dash. You can't stand that light. So this is what happens, you see. They are not used to withdrawal. That is why this Simran is a very harmless process. Slow but very harmless. So some ladies, especially in satsang, when they hear it, when they see, and they become so emotional, they can't control themselves. Sometimes they start shaking, sometimes they just faint. They can't stand that emotions. Yes?
They don't go in, they just see the light and they faint. Don't they stay inside?
Faint inside?
No. I think there's a difference between fainting and going inside. Do you mean they don't go inside?
No, but they see the light within and they can't stand it, they faint. The body can't take it.
But the consciousness is inside.
Yes, they have seen the light inside, not outside. But the body can't take it. It's not used to withdrawal from the body. Mind is already spread out through the 9 apertures, but suddenly if you withdraw, sometimes people shake, very terrible shakes, and sometimes faint. Yes.
Guruji, sometimes during meditation, I reach a certain state where I feel that I can't stand the tension of sitting any longer, and I feel that it's almost like a claustrophobic feeling, and I want to run out of the room. It's a sort of sense of sort of release because the tension is so great. Can you explain this?
Well, brother, one or two things we should always remember. One thing, we should never keep any pressure on our eyes. While doing Simran, we should never try to physically invert our eyes. And never try to find any particular focus within, one particular point within, or try to focus on some particular point. Then we feel that strain. And if we feel a strain, as you say, uneasiness, you can leave the meditation for a couple of minutes, move about in the room, have fresh air, again sit. Yes?
Is any value on emotional feeling? Can build up a spiritual value?
Pardon?
There is any value on emotional feeling? Does it build up spiritual more or nothing we get?
Well, there's nothing wrong with the emotions. You see, love, when it is emotions, it raises us upward. It pulls us upwards. That love, when become passions, it pulls us downward. So there's nothing wrong with those emotions. It's always pulling you upward. Yes?
Master, is it possible for the mind to experience real love, or is that an attribute of the soul only?
Pardon?
Is it possible for the mind to experience real love, or is it purely the soul?
Definitely. You see, mind is fond of love. Mind is fond of pleasure. Mind also wants peace. The more it is nearer to its own destination, the more it is at peace. The more it is full with love and emotions. Soul is always in love with the Lord. There's nothing to awaken that soul. Soul is always yearning to go back to the Father. It's only the weight of the mind that it is helpless. Being helpless, its inclination is always towards the Father. So, mind seeks pleasure in the senses. That is why it is slave of the senses. So, when it starts tasting that inner pleasure within, so that love in the mind also is awakened. And then it increases and it grows. Yes?
Can our soul communicate with our mind?
What do you mean by communication?
When we feel things that feel deeper than the mind. Is it soul or...
You see, soul and mind are knotted together. So wherever mind goes, soul goes along with it. They are not separated now. They are all together. Soul is along with the mind, working everywhere. Yes?
Just because a person receives initiation,
Pardon?
just because a person receives initiation, it doesn't always follow that that person follows the path. I've heard a story about seeds that fall on different types of ground. Could you elaborate on that for us?
You mean the parable of seed? You see, Christ has described it 4 stages of the seed. He says sometime when a farmer takes a seed to his field, if it happens to fall on a barren ground, it is just crushed under the feet. Any roots doesn't grow at all. And then probably it falls into I've forgotten all that. One is in the marshy land, other in the fertile ground, one is in a barren ground, one probably on some stone which doesn't have much of, on the rocks which doesn't have much of ground. So you see, seed which falling on the barren ground is just crushed, it doesn't grow at all. And on the barren ground, because now on the rocks, because it has very little ground to grow, so after that its growth is hindered. So it ultimately withers away. And marshy, you see, it doesn't give the good result. 100% result, because reeds are also there, weeds are also there. It grows along with the other things. And only seed which is sown in the fertile ground, that yields, he says, 70-80% results. The idea is that, he says, then ultimately he says, which he tries to explain, many are called and few are chosen. Actually, by this parable, he's trying to explain, many are called, few are chosen. When the mystic or saints come to this creation, many are attracted by them, many are initiated by them. But few are the fortunate ones who go back to Father in that very lifetime. Few are chosen to go back to the Father in that lifetime. Otherwise, wherever the seed has fallen, it will grow sooner or later. Even on the barren ground, if the seed has fallen, when the rain comes, it will get into the roots and it will grow. So, to some extent, every seed will grow. But only the seed which has grown, which has fallen into a fertile ground, that only gives 70-80% results. So those are the fortunate ones who are chosen to go back to the Father in that very lifetime. Others will have to take another birth and make spiritual progress, and then they will stand to be chosen again to go back to the Father. Then he gives another parable, which is very beautiful. He says, a landlord engages some people for 12 hours and he gives them wages. Then he asks his servant, go and find out if there are more people on the road. He finds still more. He says, also engages them. So only 10 hours are left. He says, all right, engage them also. Then another 6-7 hours left. He says, get them also. And also, put them to work. And one or few, only couple of hours are left for the work to finish. For the factory to close. He says, engage them also. So ultimately, the landlord pays everybody the equal wages. And naturally, the people who were engaged first, who worked for 12 hours, they protested that we have worked 12 hours and we get the same wages. Then the man who's only is employed just for a couple of hours. And landlord explains them, why should you be jealous about them? Didn't it was agreed upon that you will get so many wages for 12 hours? And didn't I pay you that wages? I didn't take any share out of your labor. I have paid you full wages, whatever we have agreed upon. Why should you be jealous about those laborers who have just worked for a couple of hours or 6 or 8 hours if I have paid them the same wages. Actually, the parable means that there is no seniority in Sant-mat. Some people are initiated right from the beginning. Others are initiated just when they become mature, or 25 years, 30 years, 60 years, some maybe even 80 years. But ultimately will get the same wages. Ultimately, all the initiate will get the same wages. Wages to go back to the Father, to become one with the Father. So he says, first may be the last and last may be the first. This point he is trying to explain. The first engaged, first initiate may reach last, and the last initiate may reach even first. But everybody, he says, will get wages, full wages. Everybody will go back to Father. But there is no seniority on the path because everybody has a different load of karmas to shed, different load to clear. So nobody can be jealous of each other that he has made so much progress in 1 year and I am 30 years satsangi and I have not even made any progress at all. Yeah, I am lagged behind. He says ultimately everybody will get the same wages. Why should you be jealous about it? So these are just certain few parables he has very beautifully given to explain certain spiritual truths which it's very difficult to understand intellectually. But with the Sant-mat background or teaching background of the teachings of the mystics, one can easily understand those parables. But otherwise, if you try to interpret, it looks meaningless. Then another very beautiful parable he says, king has given a feast to nobles on some occasion, and they never came. Then he said, all right, go to the road. Whomsoever you find, bring them to my king's feast. And many people came. And out of them, he says, one was turned out because he didn't have a wedding dress. Now it looks very strange parable, but it's exactly right. The rich people hardly hear the mystics and saints. People with fame and people with riches and people with money, people with positions. Generally, the masses hear the mystics and saints. And then he says, after inviting that, all of them, one was turned back because he didn't have a wedding dress. He didn't qualify to wed the Lord. Others qualified to wed the Lord, to marry the Lord. He wasn't qualified in the end to marry the Lord. He may have to wait. So he says he was turned, and see, Christ said, one was turned down because he didn't have a wedding dress. The wedding dress of a soul is the spiritual credit to spiritual, spiritual credit to her, to the soul. That is the wedding dress of a soul. So these certain parables he has given them very beautifully, but you have to go quite deep to understand the meaning of these parables. I've tried to explain in St. Matthew. Yes?
Master, is it correct that a Swami can go back to the Father within 4 lifetimes?
Yes.
Regardless of the karma?
No, he will be able to clear all the karmas within 4 lives. No question of regardless. Every step will be forward. Every opportunity, he will get better facilities, better opportunity to clear his karmic load. Not it is regardless of the karmas. He will be able to clear all those karmas within 4 lives. Yes.
But also is it true that every satsangi has the potential to do it in one lifetime if he puts in the effort?
No. You can't say that every satsangi will go back in the one lifetime. Otherwise, why should Swamiji write 4 lives?
But like our approach to the path, we must realize that
It depends upon the individuals. You can't generalize this thing. It will depend upon the individual, but we should always endeavor to go back in one life. Then we leave it to the hand of the Lord. Our intention is to do our best to go back to Father in this very lifetime.
Your idea, the message idea, make emphasis on going as soon as possible away from earth. And it seems like the Jewish and the Christian tradition talk a lot about bringing heaven into earth. I feel it's very different, very contradictory.
Bringing the heaven into earth?
Yes, spiritualizing the earth, bringing the kingdom of God into earth.
You see, it's a wrong interpretation, I am sorry to say. Because if we could bring the heaven to earth, then we should have brought by now. After all, it's 2000 years for the Christ to depart, and Moses many more thousand years. Then that heaven hasn't come till yet. And you see when you read the newspapers and see the TVO, how they are cutting each other's throat. Where is that heaven? Nobody talks even about heaven. What to say of having a heaven in this world? They're all busy in destroying each other.
They say that this is the last part of this period and the golden age.
Every generation has been saying this thing. And they pass and leave that heritage for us to say. And we are repeating the same thing again and again. But where is that? And then what heaven that used to us if we are not part of it? If we part, and then heaven comes, then what is the use to us? We will be in the grave, under the ground. Heaven can only be useful to us if we can make use of it. If we can't make use of that heaven, what is this sense to us? What is that heaven to us? This world is just all religion are existing on such promises.
Christ talks about it.
Pardon?
Christ talks about it. Second coming.
No, Christ says very clear. You see, kingdom of God is within you. It doesn't talk about any other kingdom, any other heaven coming here. He says it is within you. And that is why the Jews crucified him. They said, no, that heaven is to come here. How can be you the king? And how can that kingdom be within you? That was the conflict. You see, we are so blind to these traditional beliefs, traditional faiths. And we can't be blamed also because our mind has been conditioned right from the birth in that thinking. Mind has been grooved in that way of thinking. And we can't get rid of those ideas at all. No matter how intellectual we become, how scientific we become, but we don't rise above these things, suspicions, superstitions. If you are happy within, it's a heaven for you. If you are miserable within, it's a hell for you.
That humanity.
You see, you can't take responsibility for anybody else. Everybody has individual karmas to play.
But that humanity needs to have also.
You see, when we look back to the creation, when we read the history, there always have been war and strifes and cutting throats of each other. There never happened peace in this creation. Never happened peace in this world. First we used to fight with hands, then with bamboo sticks, then perhaps with guns, then with tanks, and now with bombs, now atom bombs. But that killing is going on. Cutting each other's throat is going on. That hasn't stopped. At least there should be some sign of heaven coming. There should be some improvement in the mankind. When we read the history, we are deteriorating. We are becoming more self-centered, more selfish. You see?
Could it turn the other way and get better?
Pardon?
Could it turn the other way and get better?
Otherwise better?
Could it turn around the other way and improve?
Well, that's what history tells us. We have not become better humans than our forefathers. They were more healthier, long-lived. They were more cooperative with each other. They could sleep 10 in one room, and we cannot sleep 2 in one room.
The fact that you are initiating every day more people, that's not a very good.
This is nothing. Just look at the whole creation. Nothing. See, we have to find that heaven within us. You can't find that heaven anywhere outside. We in India never heard about divorces in our life. Just 30 years ago. And now we are just in a race like you all. Yes.
Maharaji, does Paul 2 speak about the semblance of the heaven when he says we have inverted well in our heads, and there's a flame there that we are to meditate upon? Could you explain that, please?
Well, just it's a way of explaining. There's no inverted when. It is just a way of explaining. Our head, you see, then from eye center upwards, he refers it as inverted well because the bottom of the well is down and face of the well is up. So he calls it from this portion just inverted up. So he says that if you will draw your consciousness to the eye center and come to this inverted well, you will see that flame. And what type of that flame is? He says it doesn't need any oil, any wick. And it is always burning. And in everyone, irrespective of caste and creed and religion or country or age or sex. And then he says, from that, within that flame, there is a sweet music vibrating, coming. And those who are fortunate enough to see that flame and hear that music, they escape from birth and death. They are the fortunate ones because their object of getting this human birth is achieved. Then he says that wick is in everyone, that flame is in everyone, and sound is in everyone. But only those who come in contact with the mystics, they are the fortunate one who enjoy that bliss and peace within, of seeing that light, of catching that sound. He's just trying to explain, you see, that spiritual path within. Every mystic have tried to explain the same thing, but everyone's approach is different. Way of explaining is different. But they have the same message to give, same spiritual truth to share with us. Yes?
Can we make progress from the first stage onward? We are kept in the first stage. we got no attachment to this.
Pardon?
If we are kept in the first stage, can we make progress from there?
Yes, from the inner mentions we can always make progress ahead.
Don't have to come back.
You want to come back?
No, I mean from the first stage or second stage.
You see, it depends on the individual karmas, where one can easily clear all the karmic accounts. To be by being in the body, being in the flesh, or being inside. That master helps us to decide, you say. Wherever the karmic accounts can be cleared, there we are kept. Yes?
In satsang, in the morning, you come and give darshan for a while, and then you leave, and then there's satsang given. Is it true? It's true, if I'm correct, that whoever is giving satsang, you are there, and your energy is coming out through whoever is giving satsang. Is that true?
Well, you can see yourself whether I'm there or not.
But I was wondering what the best thing would be to do. Would be to look at the eyes of the person giving satsang, or to just close our eyes and do dhyan?
Whatever you feel like. If you can understand anything and you want to be attentive to whom, then naturally you will look at him. And if you don't understand anything, naturally it can't get your attention at all.
Good, thank you.
It is no ceremony that just by being there you get any spiritual advantage. There is no ceremony.
I thought possibly by looking at the eyes of the person giving satsang, there would be.
When anybody giving satsang, if you look at his eyes, you will get something?
I always kind of thought that, yes.
No, nothing in these things.
So it's mainly, like satsang, it's mainly creating a positive environment.
It is just the atmosphere, you see, which you get there. And within that atmosphere, then you build your emotions, devotions, and attend to meditation. And that gives you everything. We only go there for the atmosphere, to be affected by that atmosphere so that we may also feel like attending to meditation. And we become source of strength to each other on the path. That is the object of our being there. Yes.
Master, you are often asked what is the reason for the creation, and you reply, you have to ask him yourself, the Father. And I was wondering, can you assure me that there is a good reason for the creation?
Well, he knows best. I mean, how at this level we can think whether it is a good reason or a bad reason? You mean God will do anything which is not good?
I just need to
If we
hear it
love
from
Him,
you.
if we love the Lord and we worship Him day and night Him, we are craving to go back to Him. And we are full with love and devotion for the Lord. You think He will do anything which is not good?
But when we can't see him, how can we be full of love and devotion
Then
for him?
if we think this concept that He has not done something good, then what is the sense of worshipping such a being? There's no sense of worshipping such a being at all. If we can presume that He has not done something good. Anything which comes from the Beloved is good to us. In the world, anything which comes from our love, we always accept, howsoever the bitter pill it may be. We try to accept smilingly in the worldly love. And the Lord, whom we are worshipping day and night to become one with Him, you think, can we imagine that anything bad will come from Him? And all which has not come from Him is not good?
It's just that I have no conception of the Father. I have only conception of you.
Nothing comes bad from the Father. Our understanding is not that well to understand. So there's no need of sitting on judgment on Him at all. At this level, and at any level, how can we sit on judgment on Him?